Today we are going on an excursion to a neighboring country to Thailand called Myanmar, formerly Burma. Everything starts with a flight Phuket-Yangon. By the way, tickets are bought separately and are not included in the price of the excursion. In general, the flight is not long. The travel time is only 1.5 hours. On arrival, we are met by a car with a driver and we go to check into the hotel. As a rule, the hotel on this excursion is located in the city center, and the comfort is usually 3 stars. The first day after check-in, we have free time. We can walk the streets and get acquainted with the city. But the next day is devoted to a sightseeing tour. In the morning, breakfast in the hotel, quite ordinary, without frills but with European cuisine. And after breakfast we get in the car and drive to our first point, Chautaji Pagoda or Lying Buddha Pagoda. The sculpture of the Lying Buddha, which occupies the main place in this temple, is really very big and ancient. It is said to be about 1,000 years old. The dimensions are impressive too, at 55 meters long and 15 meters high. By the way, the statue's eyes are made of real glass. Near the temple there are several souvenir stores. Here you can also see how to make and apply the famous Tanaka powder on the face. And after that we drive on. The next stop is near the famous Botataung Pagoda or Thousand Officers Pagoda. At the entrance we wear special traditional longi skirts. Shorts are not allowed to enter the temple. This stupa was built about 2,500 years ago, but unfortunately was completely destroyed during World War II and then rebuilt. It is believed that some relics of Shakyamuni Buddha himself, brought from India, are kept here. Generally, the complex is quite large, including not only a huge stupa, but also other structures, including a recently donated Buddha statue. There is a small lake in which about 50 turtles live. Some of them bask in the sun on a small platform. The Botataung complex is located on the banks of the Yangon River. There is also a port near here, where cruise ships plying on the river are parked. Well, we drive on to the central part of Yangon, to the colonial center. Myanmar was a British colony for a long time, so there are still buildings built by the British from that time. This is now called the colonial style. After walking through the streets, we get to Mahabandula Park, to the Independence Monument. The Supreme Court City Hall and the 19th century Catholic Cathedral are also nearby. And after that we again get into our minivan and drive further to the Royal Kandaji Lake. Here, in addition to the observation deck, is the famous Karavake restaurant. After a short stop and a few photos, we move out for some shopping. Depending on the day of the week, this can be either a souvenir market or a store. There is a huge selection of different traditional souvenirs ranging from jewelry to Buddha figurines and paintings. All in all, if you want to buy something to remember Myanmar by, this is the place. And closer to sunset, we move to the most important attraction of Yangon and the highlight of the program. It is the famous Paga da Shwedagon. Paga da Shwedagon is the most revered landmark in Myanmar. It is said to contain the relics of the last 4 Buddhas, including Shakyamuni Buddha. The gilded stupa is 98 meters high. Paga da Shwedagon was plundered several times by European invaders. In the 17th century, Portuguese troops looted the complex and removed a huge jewel-encrusted bell, which later sank in the Yangon River. In the 19th century, the British also tried to take out a second bell, and the boat could not bear the weight of the trophy, and the second bell also sank. But then the locals managed to raise one of them. And that was the end of our sightseeing tour, and so was today. Tomorrow we have a rise, breakfast and a flight to Phuket. In general, if during your vacation in Phuket you want to visit another country in Southeast Asia, if you are interested in culture, religion, architecture and in general the life of people in Asia, then the excursion to Myanmar is exactly what you need. It is better to book this trip in advance because you need time to make a visa. In any case, of course, you choose. And we will see you on the next excursion.